Hi, in this session I'm going to show you how to create a timeline with milestones. Let's say, for example, we have a timeline here with our beginning time and our ending timeline going across from left to right. And we want to label some milestones that occur for each particular time period. Let's say this is a project and every month there's supposed to be some milestone. What we can do is we can stagger our milestones, and that's based off the height of some data. And if we wanted to move these milestones around, let's say for October we didn't want it too high up there, we wanted to get it a little bit lower, we can just change the height here. Instead of having 9, let's make that a 3. Press enter and you see the milestone has changed. Now if we want to stagger our milestones and make them, some of them above the line here and some of them below the line, we can actually do that. And let's say for July I want to bring that below the line. If I want to do that, I can just make that maybe negative, no, make that negative 10. And now we see it's gone below the line. So you can kind of pick and choose where you want your milestone label to be, so maybe some above the line and some below the line. And I'll show you how to do that. Now also at the end of the video, I'll show you a quick way to maybe randomize it, and based on how many times you click the calculate button, and it will randomly select where to put these. You can pick the one that you like the best. So let's go and see how we would create this timeline with milestones. I'm going to go ahead and just select this data here. Let me select this table here, and then Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste. And I've pasted this data here. Now, in essence, what we really only need when you think about it, the timeline, is you need your time period and you need the label for your milestones. But we have 2 additional helper columns, this 0 column and this height column. So in essence, when we create this chart, it's really 2 charts, 2 types of charts. One is going to be a column chart and the other one's going to be a line chart. So let's go ahead and create our line chart first. Let me go ahead and insert a line chart. I'm going to select my data here from A2 to B13, and I'm going under the Insert tab and go to Line, and then click on the line with marker. So after inserting my line chart, I'm going to go ahead and click in the chart and go under Select Data, click on that, and bring up the Select Data Source window. So you can see that I've got my series 1, which is this first series. I'm going to add another series, and that's going to be, I won't need to fill out the series name, but the second series is basically going to be the height. So I'm going to select from D2 to D13 and click on OK. And once I have that height now down there, I need to do some further adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and I want to make this particular chart, so now I want to make this line chart, series 2, I want to make that into a column chart. So I selected that and going to change chart type. I'm going to click on column and click OK, and now it's a column chart. So we want to adjust and make the column chart on a secondary axis. So I'm going to right click and go under Format Data Series and click Secondary Axis. Now there's going to be another axis that it's on right now. Alright, so there's a secondary axis here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I'm going to go back into the Select Data. And what I want to do is make Series 2 the label. I want to make these labels not 1, 2, 3, but I want to make the labels these here. So the axis label range, now I'm going to go ahead and select from C2 to D13, C13. Okay, and I click OK. And now I've got these milestone labels. You see nothing has really happened, but once I add the labels there, you'll see that it shows up. Go ahead and click OK. And now it's still selected. I'm going to right click and go add data labels. And you see the labels have showed up for the numbers of the heights here. And what I don't want that. What I want to do is change that. So I'm going to click on one of those labels. It'll select all those labels. Right click and go on Format Data Labels. And instead of the value, I don't want that value, I want the category name. So I'm going to go and click that and unclick value. Go ahead and click close. And now you can see that it's coming together a little bit more. How do I get those lines? So what I want to do to get those lines is add something called error lines. So I'm going to click on that column heading, or one of those columns, and go under Layout and click these error bars. So I'm going to click on the error bars, and I'll click More Error Bars option. So here I want to change a couple things. First, I'm going to have the display direction be minus, and then the end style I want no cap, and then the percentage that I want it to be 100%. Oops. 100%. Click close, and now we have our error bars. Now I don't need these columns anymore, but I'm not going to delete them. What I'm going to do is hide them. So to hide them, I'm just going to make them transparent. I'm going to click on the column. I'll go ahead and go under Format, and under Shape Fill, I'm going to say No Fill, and on the outline, I'm going to go to Shape Outline and click No Outline. So now you see that those columns have effectively disappeared. I also probably don't want these grid lines. I'm going to go ahead and delete these grid lines. Select the grid lines and press delete, and those grid lines are gone. So what I want to do now is I want to remove this legend. Click that, press delete, and remove the labels for each of the axes. So I'll just press on the label, press delete, and click on this axis area and also press delete. And now you can see my milestones here, and I've got my line here. Really, I don't need this blue line to go across. That's a line with markers. All I need is probably just the markers itself. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the marker. Let me try to click on the line here. And you see there's some difficulty in click on that line. And if you do have difficulty, you can go in either the layout or format tabs. So I'm in format, and just go under the current selection here and click on series 1, because that was the first series we put in there. So when I clicked on that, it selected that. And so I can just press Control 1. It'll bring up the Format Data Series window. For the line color, I don't want a line color. I'm going to click No Line and click Close. And you can see now the line colors disappeared. We just have the markers there. Now you notice that these are right next to the label here, and so it kind of blocks this line. So I want this axis, these labels for this axis to be at the bottom. This is selected already. I'm just going to go to right click and go into Format Axis, and my axis label, which is this, I want to make that low, right at the bottom. So if I click that, it goes straight to the bottom. So I'm going to click Close, and now I've got my milestone. So what I forgot, maybe I want to adjust the alignment here. I don't want this in a diagonal, so I'm just going to click on the bottom here, which selects this axis. Right click, go into Format Axis, and under the alignment, I'm going to set the text direction to rotate at all text at 270 degrees. Now it's kind of a nice little linear, kind of a straight alignment. So I think probably one of the last things I'm going to do is add a title. So I'm going to go and click the chart title, above chart, and I'm going to type in timeline with milestones. All right. And now I had mentioned earlier that there's a way that we can have these milestones randomized, the height randomized. So what I need to do is I can select this range. I'm going to go ahead and keep the starting and ending one not randomized. I'll just try to keep that at 1. But the rest, let me randomize that. What I can do is I can use the rand between function. It's going to pick a random number between a bottom number and a top number. So I'm going to make the bottom number negative. Let's make that -10, and the top number just 10. So since I selected this whole range of cells and I just selected that top range, if I press Control Enter, what it's going to do is it's going to input this formula in all the range of cells here. So I'm press Control Enter, and you can see now, even though I entered it in this cell, it's also entered it in the other cells. So if I go under Formulas and press Calculate Now, you can see now the height here will change. And you can see I can randomize it a little bit, and you can see that maybe a couple of them, this one's not that good. Maybe this one's a little bit better. But the keyboard shortcut to calculate this is also by pressing the F9 key. Unfortunately, I can't press the F9 key because my recording tool will do something else. But if you press F9, or you just go under the Formulas tab and press Calculate Now, you will randomize the height where the labels show up for this milestone. So there you have it, a timeline with milestones. So I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.